Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Vishal from Maharaja Agarsian University, Badi, Himachal Pradesh. Today we are going to discuss about the module Corporate Social Responsibility under the paper Entrepreneurship Development and Project Management. After completing this module, students, you will be able to understand the concept of corporate social responsibility, understand the importance and benefits of corporate social responsibility, know about the challenges faced by corporates in implementation of CSR, and understand the CSR and sustainable growth. Students, corporate social responsibility is one of the most significant global issues with serious challenges and implications on almost all the sectors of society. Emerging economies of the world, including India, are coping with the issues relating to poverty, hunger, malnutrition, women's rights, child labor, injustice, farmer suicide, and community welfare, etc. And in this context, the corporate sector have to develop innovative corporate social responsibility culture to address these social ills. In the market-oriented economic structure, corporate sector is prime mover of economic growth. The business activities of an enterprise directly affect the environment and its stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, employees, shareholders, and the society. It is therefore imperative for business to come forward and share the responsibility for equity and sustainable development. The conventional approach of single bottom line earning profit has become a concept of past now with enactment of New Company Act 2013. There is paradigm shift in corporate governance. Companies now have to focus on triple bottom line representing economic profit, social and environmental dimensions. In the economic dimension, corporate has to ensure the best input-output ratios in relation to financial bottom line. Business has to perform the economic function with an ethical and legal framework. Failing to do so is indeed being CSR unfriendly. The second dimension deals with social good, inclusive and equitable development in terms of employment generation, poverty reduction, equal opportunities, and other issues of social significance. And finally, the third dimension is concerned with the impact of the decisions and actions of corporates on the environment related issues such as pollution and emission control, energy conservation, climate change, etc.
Meaning and concept of corporate social responsibility, that is CSR. Corporate social responsibility refers to the obligation of an enterprise towards the society. Today, customers are demanding that an enterprise should understand its responsibility towards the society and people. CSR is also known as corporate citizenship, responsible business, sustainable responsible business, or corporate social performance. According to the ICC 10, CSR is a voluntary commitment by business to manage its role in society in a responsible way. And the EU Commission 11 defines it as a concept whereby companies integrate social and environmental concerns in their business operations and in their interaction with their stakeholders on a voluntary basis. The concept of CSR is based on the fact that an enterprise operates in the society and uses its resources. Therefore, it has some moral responsibility towards the society. When an enterprise adopts the principles of CSR, it fulfills its responsibilities towards the environment, employees, communities, stakeholders, consumers, and other members of the society. The enterprise performs its responsibility by encouraging growth and development of the community as well as the surroundings. Moreover, the enterprise works towards the elimination of unfair trade practices and other practices that negatively affect the society and public interest, regardless of legality. Corporate social responsibility is closely linked with the principles of sustainable development and proposing that enterprises should be obliged to make decisions not only on the basis of financial or economic factors, but they should also focus on the social and environmental consequences of their activities. Corporate social responsibility thus helps to define the contribution of a company beyond economic value and employment generation and weighs this contribution against the damage done by the company through its products and processes. Corporate social responsibility encompasses two aspects. The first one are the steps taken by the company to neutralize, minimize, or offset the harmful effects caused by its processes and product usage. The second, the further steps a community takes using its resources, core competence, skills, location, and funds for the benefit of people and the environment. Benefits of CSR. Most of the enterprises are following CSR practices in the modern business environment. These practices provide various benefits to enterprises, which are as follows. Improving relationship with stakeholders. This refers to the fact that CSR activities help an enterprise to develop the relationship with stakeholders. The enterprises engaged in CSR activities are able to build trust and loyalty among stakeholders. If the enterprises are transparent about the activities conducted for the welfare of communities, they can better understand the perception of stakeholders and issues that may affect their operations. This information helps the enterprises in defining priorities and ensuring that the business practices are aligned with the ethical standards. Attracting the investors. This refers to draw the attention of investors through CSR activities. According to a study conducted by McKinsey & Co. and World Bank, 3/4 of stakeholders consider non-financial performance as important as financial performance while evaluating the most suitable enterprise for investment. Improving financial performance refers to enhancing the financial performance of an enterprise through CSR activities. A study by McKinsey and Co. shows that investors are avoiding enterprises with poor CSR records and trying to pay a premium for enterprises having a good record of CSR activities. Increasing public credibility. This refers to improving the credibility of an enterprise through CSR activities. Accountability and transparency of CSR activities help enterprises to build trust and credibility with public. In addition, enterprises should ensure that they have a strong dedication to implement the CSR plans, as failure to meet commitments may lead to a negative public response. Utilizing the resources effectively. This refers to the optimum usage of scarce resources. CSR practices may help in using the resources of the society in an effective manner to minimize cost and wastage. For example, Unilever in Bangladesh has started a tree plantation program to raise environmental awareness about using the resources efficiently. Challenges faced by an enterprise in CSR implementation. An enterprise faces numerous challenges while practicing CSR activities. These challenges may pose a hindrance in the process of strategic management in an enterprise. Some of these challenges are explained as follows. Lack of transparency. This imposes a major hindrance in the authentic implementation of CSR programs when enterprises do not disclose the information regarding the CSR programs and funds allocated to implement these programs. The lack of transparency may negatively affect the trust between enterprises and communities. Transparency is required in following areas. Codes of conduct include workers' rights and environment protection. Management standards include integrating social and environmental aspects of an enterprise. Evaluation involves internal reporting of CSR activities by an enterprise. Lack of community participation. It hinders the prospect of CSR activities. Many countries have less knowledge about CSR, thus it leads to lack of interest by communities to participate with enterprises in CSR activities. For example, in case of India, enterprises do not have adequate understanding of the CSR activities because they lack tools, resources, and commitment to carry these activities. This in turn results in lack of initiatives by Indian enterprises to undertake the CSR activities at an extensive level. Lack of non-governmental organizations or NGOs. This leads to a lack of CSR activities as these activities are largely implemented through NGOs. In other words, the presence of NGOs is important to accelerate the pace of implementing the CSR activities in a country because NGOs guide and work with the enterprises to attain the objectives of CSR activities. Therefore, the non-availability of NGO slows down the spread of CSR practices in remote areas in various countries. Lack of CSR guidelines. This implies that many countries do not have clear guidelines related to CSR activities. As a result, the enterprises lack the proper direction to follow CSR practices. Enterprises do not measure and evaluate the CSR activities if no proper guidelines are defined. Narrow view towards CSR initiatives. It refers to the limited perception of an enterprise toward CSR activities. However, what is required is the wider view or perception of CSR, which includes the willingness of the enterprise to take responsibility and being accountable for impacts created by their activities. Importance to visibility factor. It implies that sometimes NGOs involve themselves in the CSR programs to gain the media attention but fail to achieve the goals at the grassroots level. Lack of budget. It poses a major constraint for enterprises that wish to practice CSR activities. Sometimes, small and medium enterprises do not have enough financial support to carry out CSR activities.
CSR in small and medium enterprises. The general misconception about CSR practices is that they are meant only for large enterprises. No business can operate in solitude or just run for profit maximization. As discussed earlier, an enterprise affects or is affected by customers, suppliers, and the community. Therefore, like legal enterprises, CSR practices are also equally important for SMEs. An SME can implement CSR practices by associating it with the values, core ideology, and goals of the business. The benefits enjoyed by SMEs that incorporate CSR in their business operations are as follows.
Makes the investor interested in investing in the business. Helps enterprises to survive in the long run. Ensures environmental friendly premises in the enterprise. Motivates employees to perform efficiently. Ensures health and safety of employees in the enterprise. Acquires support from local community and get value as a great neighbor. Attracts customer to purchase the products of an enterprise. Encourages suppliers to work with enterprise.
CSR towards stakeholders. Stakeholders refer to individuals who hold some interest, investment, and share in an enterprise. The stakeholders of an enterprise include shareholders, customers, employees, community, society, government, and others. These stakeholders directly affect or are affected by the business activities of an enterprise. Today's dynamic competitive economic and political environments require a continuous modification of facilities for stakeholders. An enterprise can be successful if it strives to understand and fulfill the needs of its customers and value employees, community, and shareholders. In other words, An enterprise needs to have a deep understanding of the interests, concerns, and priorities of its stakeholders. Therefore, it should engage in a dialogue and proper communication with its stakeholders. An enterprise should address the issues and grievances of its stakeholders, which in turn increases the productivity and effectiveness of the enterprise. The responsibilities of an enterprise towards its stakeholders are discussed as follows.
Responsibility towards shareholders. It involves the concern of an enterprise towards the individuals who invest in its business to earn profits in return. An enterprise has various responsibilities towards its stakeholders, which are as follows. Providing accurate financial information of the enterprise to shareholders. Providing fair and adequate returns on the capital invested by them. Maintaining regular and effective communication with them. Preparing audited financial reports of the business. Informing shareholders about annual, journal, and emergency meetings. Responsibility towards customers. It involves the accountability of an enterprise towards the individuals who buy the products or services of the enterprise. The responsibilities of an enterprise towards its customers are as follows. Providing high quality products and services at reasonable prices to customers. Ensuring maximum satisfaction to customers by giving value for money. Restraining the selling of adulterated and low quality products and services. Advertising products and services to make customers aware about them. Introducing customer care centers and consumer advisory councils to listen and solve customers' grievances. Abiding by the rules and regulations under the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. Responsibility towards employees. It involves the responsibility of an enterprise towards the individuals who are appointed to render services to the enterprise in exchange of a fixed amount of wages and salaries. Some of the responsibilities of an enterprise towards its employees are as follows. Providing fair and timely wages and bonus to employees. Appreciating and recognizing employees according to their performance. Motivating and encouraging employees to perform efficiently. Ensuring healthy, harmonious, and productive working conditions in the enterprise. Providing growth opportunities to employees. Facilitating effective communication with employees. Providing necessary training to employees wherever required. Responsibility towards community and society. It involves the responsibility of an enterprise towards the society in which the enterprise operates. An enterprise has some responsibilities towards community and society, which are as follows. Generating employment opportunities for people in the society. Avoiding the manufacturing processes that create environmental pollution. Providing education, health, and other basic amenities to the people. Working for the growth and development of the society. Responsibility towards government. It refers to a responsibility of an enterprise to adhere to the industrial rules and regulations set by the government. The responsibilities of an enterprise towards the government are as follows. abiding by the rules and regulations prepared by the government, paying taxes on a regular basis, abstaining from submitting misleading and false information or documents, responsibility towards other stakeholders. It includes suppliers, distributors, banks, and financial institutions. The responsibility of an enterprise towards these stakeholders are as follows: providing accurate, clear information such as balance sheets, profits and loss statements, the ratio analysis to banks and financial institutions, providing fair margins to distributors, providing correct and clear specifications to suppliers regarding raw materials, ensuring timely payment to suppliers, working in an association with different non-governmental organizations to develop the weaker section of the society.
CSR and sustainable growth. Traditionally, CSR in India is practiced by way extending financial support to schools, hospitals, and other social institutions. With the growing globalization, CSR has been increasing in its importance as it helps organizations to improve their relationships with the local communities, increased brand value, and builds a good corporate image. Over the year, CSR has evolved to be a business necessity. CSR has now become an all-pervasive business component of any forward-looking business venture. While government is mandating it through various yojanas and social schemes, it becomes the duty of any responsible corporate citizen to take care of the sustainability of its business. As of now, CSR has breached the contours of social philanthropy and traversed into the arena of business strategy for sustainable growth. At present, a good number of corporations have leveraged CSR and articulated it into business strategies for growth.
CSR is the sum total of many activities carried out by the enterprise, which are sustainability, corporate responsibility, triple bottom line, creating shared value, environmental, social, and governance issues, corporate accountability, responsible investment, responsible business, corporate sustainability, and corporate citizenship. This philosophy is embodied in this quote: if trade and commerce is not sensitive to its social and environmental contexts, it will not sustainable, and if it is not sustainable, it will collapse. Sustainable growth is about ensuring a better quality of life for everyone now and for generation to come. Thus, combining CSR and sustainable growth means combining the ecological, social, and economic concerns and offers business opportunity for companies that can improve the lives of people. At present, corporations are striving to attain sustainable growth. The integration of CSR with sustainable growth would build up a respectable, responsible, and thriving management approach. Following principles suggest the best integration of CSR and SG, that is, social and environmental practices for an organization. Set measurable goals. Some goals can be set to bring small change, like minimizing waste and resource use. These sustainability efforts can support companies' overall corporate strategy. Stakeholder engagement. Let us give equal treatment to all stakeholders. Stakeholders can not only solve all CSR roadblocks and potential crises, but also improving relationships proactively. Mapping of sustainable issue. Use of interactive maps to help prioritize and narrow down key issues saves companies time and money, which can be used in other productive activities. Sustainability framework. Developing a framework to ensure the integration of environmental, social, and economic concern in tandem in decision-making process. Continuous assessment. Continuous assessment of the existing products and efforts to create and innovate new products can ensure long-term improvement. CSR reporting or disclosure. It is important to provide easy access of latest efforts to consumers. For this purpose, latest CSR initiatives can be posted on website and make it easy to download in any accessible format. Branding of sustainability. Here, transparency is the key of success. Make efforts to brand sustainable initiatives which can help you to capture reasonable market share, and it will become easy to reach to a broader customer base.
So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. In this module, we have discussed the concept of corporate social responsibility along with its benefits and responsibilities towards different stakeholders. An enterprise faces numerous challenges while practicing CSR activities. Therefore, it also highlighted the challenges facing by corporates in implementation of CSR activities. The module also discussed that development cannot take place unless the people at the grassroots level are not involved in the development programs. According to the modern point of view, the objectives of business is to discharge its moral responsibility towards all the stakeholders and also earn profits simultaneously. The emerging concept for the need of social responsibility of the business is due to the fact that business is a part of society. So, today, the responsibility of the business, corporate, is not limited to its owner, but it has assumed large dimensions, that is, employees, consumers, suppliers, competitors, government, and environment, etc. And this responsibility of the business corporate, which includes the satisfaction of these parties along with the owner, is called social responsibility of the business. In shaping India's future, the integration of the corporate sector into community development for all sections with full social responsibility is need of the hour. Thank you very much.